A community of trees makes a community of animals, from the insects to the birds to the elephants to the lions. This is Mother Nature's ecosystem. We as an educated society should see that throughout time there's always been trees. Whether we like it or not, Mother Nature will do what she needs to for survival. She needs the trees to survive. They've always been there, and she always wants them there. Nobody on this planet is stronger than Mother Nature, so if we are to make this world a better place, we cannot interfere with Mother Nature's ecosystem. Mankind shouldn't destroy the community of trees to build their concrete filing cabinets. We should build biospheres with these spherical cones, sort of like these Lego blocks. Make the walls like 20, 30 feet thick so that they'll support the trees and the trees will support us going higher and living up on top of the canopy of trees. Right now, Mother Nature is sick. I believe that if we build these biospheres, they will help us survive if Mother Nature gets really, really sick. They will act as an energy shield. It will be very, very hard for Mother Nature to knock all of these trees down, all of these spherical cones down. If we stack them strongly, we build this properly, I believe that it could withstand huge, huge amounts of wind and huge walls of water coming at it. The trees would have to all snap. I believe that this way of protecting ourselves and protecting our trees and our environment is much better than the way that we're building homes today, making the roadways, making the cities the way that they are. We need to change this. 50% of people on the planet are now living in cities. So either we learn to make our cities with the nature, have it so that the trees clean the water, so that we're not taking water from a lake or a river or what have you and destroying it. We take the water from the ground, keep on circulating it up. The higher that we build this ecosystem, the better off our planet will be and the better off we will be. And I would like to start with the water. In these biospheres, I vision over a river or a creek, whatever. You can see that you dam up the water, you circulate the water so that it feeds all the trees, and that the trees, they support the structure, and the structure protects the nature and us living within it. And so it creates sort of like an energy shield. Installed energy rods with this nanotechnology so that it feeds the fish, it feeds the trees, and all kinds of life that's within here grows and grows and grows. So that you can have different layers, one layer 50 feet, another layer 100 feet. If you've ever noticed the metal fence connected to a bunch of trees, the tree knows that the metal fence will give it sturdiness and it's looking for it, It wants it. And it wants to create more life. So like you can see vines that create more life on trees. In a lot of cases, we as plumbers should be able to circulate that water and create more life and more strength with trees rather than against them. Trees are the lungs of the planet. Trees creates oxygen. Oxygen is good for the ozone layer. Within these structures, you can control the temperature, the water circulation, create more biological life. Thus, if you've looked at how many people could live within one of these structures, I've calculated 750 within and 340 on the ground level. That's for every square kilometer. In 1996 in the GPA, the population base was 2,332 people crammed into these concrete filing cabinets per square kilometer. I would rather see us go into this sort of a mode for, creating the abundance of nature around us. That we can live within this nature and that the nature can support the life that's within it. And the key to it is the water. And creating energy with wind tunnels. You can get up to 1,000 feet. You can tap into the perpetual motion of the sound channel. 1 kilometer up in the air. There's always movement at that height. Movement, energy. We can elevate the water to that height. The weight and the perpetual motion of the earth will be married for the first time, and this will create an abundance of natural energy forevermore. The trees, I think, are the key to getting up there with life. They carry it up in the fog. You can channel up the air that way. There will be ways that mankind will overcome these challenges. Now, whatever food that we grow, we consume ourselves, and it's free. We don't have to go to the grocery store, buy what one or two companies are selling. We don't know where these cows are. We have this preconceived notion that the cow has a nice field to graze upon, and he can choose what he wants to eat. Reality is that the cow never leaves the barn, and he's fed what they give him. And he's milked when they want milk, when they need milk. So ask yourself the question, are humans going to be masters on this planet and create an abundance of life for all? Or are few humans that are doing a little bit of destructive stuff, maybe because they're scared, maybe because they want control, whatever reasons there are? I believe that the majority of life that's on this planet should decide to put the foot down and say, let's build these biospheres. Let's make the water good. Let's create more life, biological life, for all to enjoy and make this planet a joy to be in. If we lived in this kind of a life, it would be half the density, and it would be like how it was 100 years ago, and then maybe a lot better too, because we will be the orchestrator of the nature around and within us, rather than living here and having the government tell us what food to eat and what we should do with our lives so that we can make enough money to sustain our lives. Why not just make the food and the water good for us, make a shelter for future generations, and then say, okay, whatever that government wants us to do, we don't have to run like crazy because we've got our food, we've got our shelter. The only reason why we're going to listen to a government then is that if it makes sense, if there's some reasoning behind it all. And frankly, I don't want to go to war. I would rather make these biospheres feel good within and tell other people to do the same thing. Make nature around us, make the planet healthy. The water is the key to life here on this planet. Within these biospheres, I do believe that you'll be able to create energy the higher up you go. More wind, more Mother Nature's natural energy. So you can ask yourself, are we humans to be the masters of this planet within nature, or we're going to let those machines and all these computers and all this technology make life the way that only a few people want it to be? I believe that these machines and this technology are to be used for our benefit. All for one, one for all. I believe that nature is part of us. All of the animals, everything that God created. And I would like to see that whatever intelligence that created all of this, computers, nanotechnologies, all the machineries that ever was, all that goodness and all those smarts, just ask yourself, would you rather cooperate